When it comes to insurance, a lot of people really are looking at what's the cheapest cost or finding the best rate. I want to talk to you about something that's really important, which is what are the coverages that you need to have on your insurance policy that you may or may not know about. The most important one is uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. What you hear is called UIM. And the reason it matters is if you get in a crash, unfortunately in Houston and a lot of the other big cities, is that the person who's usually at fault doesn't have insurance. And so you need to have that insurance coverage under or uninsured motorist coverage so that you and your family can be taken care of to help with the medical bills, to help with any of your injuries. And so when your actual broker is trying to sell you on things, one of the things they usually leave off or they don't usually sell you if you're saying, "Hey, I want the cheapest rate," is that UIM coverage. And so what are the benefits of it? Well, the first is that just because you're not in your car doesn't mean that the coverage doesn't apply. So if your kid's riding a bus and that bus gets in a crash, most people don't know that there is no insurance coverage for your child because the government is not allowed to purchase insurance. And so what you're required to have if you want to make sure that your child's protected is underinsured coverage or uninsured coverage. So if somebody's at fault, they crash into the school bus, only the kids on that bus that have insurance coverage are going to be able to get any money for their injuries. Because the truth is, most of those buses are going to have 25, 30 kids on them. And the driver who's at fault may only have a $30,000 policy, 60,000 coverage. What that means is for the entire crash, there's only $60,000 to be divided up between 20 and 30 people. Usually just the medical bills alone are not going to they're not going to be able to cover that full 60,000 with 25 or 30 kids that were injured. So protect your kids by having underinsured motorist coverage. Now, in addition to that, it also protects you if you're walking as a pedestrian. It protects you if you're riding a bike and you get hit by a car. Anything that, even though you're outside of the car, anything where a car hits you, you're allowed to make a claim under your uninsured or underinsured coverage. And that's a huge benefit because, frankly, if a driver hits you and they drive off, which happens, the only way that you're going to be able to protect yourself, have your medical bills, your lost wages, and your injuries covered is if you have UIM coverage. Make sure you add that to your policy. It's that important.